And the same is true for many of you. You have never experienced love. You've been married, you've had children, some of you are even still married, but you don't know what it feels like to genuinely be loved by another person. You don't know what it feels like to have somebody to lay their hands on you who are not perverted. I told you guys one of the prophetic words I had got was that I was going to go through another level of deliverance when I met my husband, whenever we did get married, what have you, because that was going to be the first set of hands that touched me that wasn't perverted. And I'm going to do a whole message to my brothers on that because, man, if you see the level of bondage that women be, when you're doing deliverance, when you see the level of bondage that a woman be in that has been raped and molested, and gone into promiscuity, and y'all be out here touching her, you would stop. I'm telling you right now, you would stop. You would realize, I don't want my fingerprints on that child. I don't want to add to the fingerprints on her, even though she's trying to submit her body to me, even though she's trying to seduce me, even though she's walking and she's staring me in my eyes and doing all of this stuff. You would realize if you saw the demons that manifested in women, because a lot of guys, and hear me when I say this, I know that we can easily argue, but what about, what they're doing to us? The Bible says a woman is a weaker vessel. Not to take her accountability away as well, but she's a weaker vessel. There is something about the sound of a man's voice that puts women in a weak space. It is what it is. That's why God has to hide his daughter. This is why he hides a wife. There's something about the sound. This is why even in the biblical days, a father, you had to go to the father to get to the daughter, because there's something about a man. There's something about a man's voice that puts women in a weak space. Men walk in authority. They have a level of authority. So a guy, a lot of times a woman can be sitting there like, no, not now. I'm not ready to take that step. And the guy, and most women have experienced it. And the guy's in the room with her and he's walking up on her. He's got his face close to her and he's like, what you scared of? There are a lot of women who've had sex. I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on. And a sex can constitute as rape. We can give a whole different definition of rape. But the woman felt pressure to give in. The woman felt pressure to give in. She didn't know what to do in that moment. She felt overwhelmed. She felt like her presence, her body was eclipsed by a man. And I can get on here and I can bring in, one of these days I'm going to do this. I can bring women on camera. And if you heard that, like I said, one of these days I'm going to do one just to my brothers. If you heard it, I promise you, you would change your mind. You would completely change your mind. And God will bless you as a result. He will bless you as a result because you're dealing with the weaker vessel. You're dealing with the weaker vessel. Okay.